Hey guys, the first customs here. 1:45 in the morning, I believe it is. Couldn't sleep, so decided to come out and tinker with the little car. Grabbed this from a buddy. What I needed was a TT01E chassis, so I got one. My buddy just had one kicking around, which was lucky for me. And the way the steering, the only difference is the center brace and the steering. Well, there's a few differences, but the main difference stopping me is the center brace goes on with standoffs, which allows the bearings to run on the standoffs, which is the right size for the new steering upgrade. So it's not a problem with the kit or anything, but if you have an old TT01, your steering setup is not going to work for you. You'll need the parts from the TT01E. So I'm going to rob the parts out of this and carry on. There's little set screw studs that you put in first, and then the standoffs screw in onto the set screws. No Loctite, because folks, we're going into plastic. Now I removed my little custom mount here because the new steering, or the new style chassis comes with a center brace. So with this center brace, I'm going to, it's gonna allow me to brace to here. And it doesn't need to be ground down or anything, so. So these could use a little Loctite. Use my Loctite stick for that. These little Loctite sticks are great, especially if you have a hard to get to location. You just need to rub a little Loctite on the threads. Gently tighten them a little bit. It's going to make it so you can take the screws out later on without them coming out with it. Sometimes, because you're thread locked into the top of them, and you are thread locked onto the stud, but most times you're going to take the stud out with it. But this is the best form for keeping the screws and studs together that I can see, anyways. So now when we slide our steering on here, it should be a whole different story. this. That feels beautiful. Very, very nice and tight. No play whatsoever. Buttery smooth on the bearings. So I think I would also notice, I'm going to notice a huge upgrade simply because I'm coming from the older style, which has no bearings whatsoever. Turn this around here. This is the older style here. It's just screws that run down through your plastic. And that's all that's the only, there's no bushing, there's no nothing. It's just collared screw. So I can see the TT01E, the newer version of it. It has bearings on your steering Ackerman and your steering rods here. So that's going to be a lot better already, but like just the stock. So some people might not notice such a huge upgrade over this, or with this. I'm going to notice a huge upgrade. It's going to take all my steering slop away, or most of it anyways. Now we're going to fit the center brace. I'm going to have to do a little modification of this simply because I have to pull those front two screws because of my motor mount. And I want to keep my motor mount, so we're going to mark this ever so gently. And we're going to do a little trimming on it. Trim job with a quick deburr. Needs a little more at the back. I'm not worried with the strength of this too much because I never run with a center brace anyways. Deeper on the back. It does want just a little bit more. Very nice. Very nice. You can see I can nice little 1/16 of an inch of clearance here. So I'm kind of excited about this. I'm never going to send a brace on the car. It's going to help. Bracing always helps. I have to go to the Tamiya screws. Got a couple screws here. We're going to Loctite these guys. Only came with one screw. Free chassis, so I'm not complaining. I simply found another screw to match. It's black instead of silver, that's okay. I like that, looks cool. It's custom. I don't know. Very, very, very smooth steering still. Nice and tight. Wow, that feels nice. I need a longer screw. again. Not matching colors, but matching sizes and thread pitch. We have what we need. Very nice. Okay guys, I'm back. I've got all of our arms made nicely. They're very hard to make with your bare hands, so what I do is hold them with pliers, and then I twist them out as much as I can with my bare hands. One will be opposite thread, and then I use this like this to use it as a little pry mechanism. Works really easy. Doesn't screw up the ball ends if you're careful, or the cups for the ball ends. Works good. Anyways, we're going to carry on here. What we have to do is put all of these little ball ends on everywhere and Loctite them all. So I've got some Loctite going. We have an option for inboard and outboard steering on the knuckles. I'm going to go with the inboard. That's going to be tricky to get on. I didn't think about putting the center one on first. I probably should have. It might be a little tricky to get on. We're going to see if we can do it. In case maybe some of you other guys will make that mistake in building this car, or maybe you'll be following this and you won't make any mistakes because you've seen how it's done and all the mistakes that can be made. These threads don't feel the best to start, so we're gonna be careful, careful, careful. If the thread doesn't feel good to start, just be patient with it, back off. Remember, you have Loctite on there, so Loctite is also a cutting agent, or can be a cutting agent. So be careful when you're threading. If you're working with these small M2 and M3 threads, it's really, really, really easy to cross thread them. Okay, so that goes on the inside, which is good. I think I can get that from the back side, no problem. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do here. We'll see. Let's see. A little crooked. I don't want to cross thread it, so I'm going to try and start it with my hands. If I can't do that, I'll use a smaller Allen key. Yeah, that's tricky. Ball drivers are a nice addition to your set of tools. They can get you out of sticky messes like this. Now that I've got that started nice and straight, I can use my screwdriver. Okay. This one might also prove to be annoying, but definitely doable. Now we're going to pop all our adjustable arms on. I was fitting this for the steering, Ackerman, and the steering arms. So normally I would do all this ahead of time, but since I was fitting for this, I didn't. So not a big deal. We're just going to use needle nose pliers. Reach down in through some of these small areas. Quickly and easily pop them together like that. And the servo looks centered. Everything looks really nice. We have a complete throw both ways. These are very, very stiff, these ball cups. Those are new. We'll see how the steering reacts. I'm not going to take it off the servo to check it. I'm just going to make sure, because everything feels nice as is. Like I know everything else is loosey-goosey, so. I can feel my servo saver. Everything feels pretty good. I should have popped that on last so I could have checked at my steering. I can't do it. So to take these off, the easiest way is to roll them. They come right off nice and easy. Yeah, the steering's super stiff with those new arms on there, so we're just gonna work it in a little bit. As you can see, there is some resistance there. It's these ball cups. They're just extremely tight, so that's okay. I don't have a real problem with that. If I do, what I'll use is a body reamer. I'll take a body reamer and ream them out if I have an issue with that, and if Servo's fighting them at all. I don't like, it's a small amount of resistance. It's just enough to hold it where like it won't flop easy and loosey-goosey like I'd like to see. So that's literally gonna just be a little bit of running to fix that up. Okay, looks like we may have a little bit too much toe out, but other than that, it's looking really nice. Got a nice center brace. Okay, wheel hexes and then shocks. Let's get at it. Okay guys, I'm back and we've got the shocks on the car. It's looking really nice. Car's completely finished. Loving all the aluminum on it, and everything is tight like you wouldn't believe. There's no play in anything other, like there's a little bit of the wheel hex play, which is so normal in anything, any RC car. Everything is so tight. Feels really nice. Shocks feel good. Everything feels good on the bench. Feels nice. I've got the super soft springs in it. I've got a 35 weight shock oil to start with it. So we're gonna see how it feels on the track. I had to adjust in, the measurement wasn't right for the rear camber links. I had to adjust in the rear upper camber bars, so I loosened them and adjusted them in, about 8 turns. And, or 8 flats, I should say. And I haven't had it on setup bench or anything, but it looks pretty good. It's just set up, you know, very quickly by eye. So let's fire it up and see if we got a running car. Picks up the jitter, so nice smooth steering, not making the servo fight at all. Oh, it's nice and smooth. All right, let's give it some full throttle. Nice. Very smooth. A lot more power to the wheels. It's like, this is awesome. I take back what I originally said about that drive shaft too. The original drive shaft, not the original one, but the one that was installed, was an aluminum drive shaft, but one, it was bent. Two, it was like the style to install in the original outdrive cups. This came with the proper outdrive cups for a dog bone style drive shaft, so it's a lot skinnier. I'm guessing less rotating mass, and you know, less size is going to be better in that application. This is just really smooth compared to the way it was. Nice. Okay, guys. Well, so my first impressions on this kit is, like, obviously you can probably already tell, I'm overly happy with every piece in this kit. For saying they're giving you, I don't know how many pieces are in this kit, but like there's got to be over 100 pieces in this kit if you count all the little screws and spacers and circlips and whatnot. But pieces of aluminum, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Like there's minimum 30 pieces of aluminum in this kit. So at the price point of $220 something, $223 I believe it was, with shipping Canadian to my door, that's pretty awesome, because piecing this all together at, you know, $29, $29, $19, $49 for your shocks. Like it would just nickel and dime you to death. So it's a pretty awesome kit. Yeah, Racing, good job. Every single piece worked in this kit. I'm very impressed. Okay, thanks guys. Rubber down.